Let's see here. Hello. Usually this is a parking lot Tuesday, but I don't know if you can see it, but it is raining. And I was looking forward to parking lot Tuesday because we got the car back yesterday. Uh, and it seems to be running very well. They sort of chastised me for not taking it out on the freeway enough uh, to give my lifters a chance to warm up and lift. But pretty much since for the last few years, we haven't had the need or opportunity to take it out on the freeway. Uh, oh, I'm playing with my chicken this morning. I was trying to get him positioned here, mostly just to keep me warm. Uh, but anyway, and it's pretty flaccid, and so I've got a pair of socks here that I give it a little, there. Okay, let's see if we can. Wow, it even unplugged my computer. Hope I'm still on. Anyway, that's okay. Before the pandemic, I for quite a few years before the pandemic, I did a lot of traveling, a lot of world traveling. And quite frankly, I liked traveling. In a sense, it was a form of monastic life that was needed in my life. A chance to be alone and self-reliant, and I treated it as a monastic discipline. I instead of being irritated by the lines and the security lines and the baggage and the all of that, I tried to maintain a monastic. This is the discipline of my journey, and I looked at the whole thing as sort of a holy quest, in the same way as chopping wood and washing floors is the monastic routine. But anyway, but what I really liked about it, please let me have some coffee. What I really enjoyed about it was the chance to be alone for many hours a day in a nice hotel room. Now, when I travel abroad, my hosts are usually very, very generous, and my my home away from home is usually a five-star hotel suite, especially when I travel in the Far East. And so there's a certain amount of pressure that's off. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat or when I'm going to sleep. All I have to worry about is the next day's presentation. And so I have hours to spend on the computer working things out. And when like in China, I have to rearrange my talk and print it out for the translator, my translator, to more easily, you know, translate what I'm going to be doing. But I've also got time to do magic, and I'm alone and comfortable with myself. And I usually travel with a few books, but mostly I travel with a deck of tarot cards. And the cards I travel with two decks. The Thoth deck, because oftentimes during my talks and presentations, I refer to the Thoth tarot deck. As a matter of fact, certain of my talks are just on the Thoth tarot deck. But I also carry my own tarot deck, or the tarot deck that Constance and I created many, 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 many years ago, because it has all of the Enochian Goetic, all of the correspondences that you usually see in tables spelled out on the cards. And when traveling abroad, I try to determine what the local gods are, because in a sense, I'm on their turf, okay? And I'm on their turf presuming to do magic. I'm on their turf in their realm, okay? So I like to make the acquaintance and pay my respect to the local gods. Now, in many places, there are the Enochian magic parts of the earth, the 91 parts of the earth. I can more or less, when I'm in Beijing, figure out which senior is, or what governor is, proper for Beijing, and make their formal acquaintance, okay, and say I'm here to be to harmonize with your magical realm. But then sometimes I am called upon to at least more formally set up a magical temple, an environment, a magic circle, okay? Of course, when I travel, I more or less try to strictly adhere to the 4 solar adorations during the day, which is just takes 5 minutes here and there. But I do a lot of banishing and centering and meditation and chanting. And because not only do I want the energy and the wisdom and the wit to get through my day and for an atmosphere, but I need to be at my absolute best me, if that makes sense. Because I must be there for a reason, and I want to execute that reason in the best possible way. So, in other words, I work on myself. Okay, and much to everybody's disappointment, I don't work on myself that much when I'm home. I'm a lazy bastard. Okay, but when I'm on the road, I'm pretty Lon Milo the magician. I'm going to read you a little something in a book that's out of print now, so I don't feel bad about reading it. It's my own book, Actually, usually the good folks at Llewellyn are very good about uh, supporting my work that I publish with them. They've let this one go out of print. It's called Homemade Magic. And the good folks at Magical Egypt, for a few years, I've been in negotiations with them, uh, but it's still out of print. Okay, the original. I don't even have a copy of it. Um, but anyway, here it is. A deck of tarot cards is a magic temple, indeed an entire universe, in a box. Each card represents a particular facet of the magical universe around us and within us. This deck is the ultimate pantacle, organized upon purest Kabbalistic principles. There is no aspect of consciousness that cannot be located on or represented by one or more tarot cards. Even nothingness can be found in the formless inscrutability of the tarot. In fact, everything I've ever needed to build a homemade temple while away from home, I've conveniently found in a deck of tarot cards. Here's a quick example of how it's done. And it says Hotel Room Temple. After performing my customary banishing ritual, most usually a version of the pentagram ritual, of course I've got that other Ganesha invocation banishing that I now do. I create the perimeter of my temple space by acknowledging and marking the sacred quarters in the cardinal directions. Of course, I do this in my mind, but in order to ground my understanding of where in the cosmos I am, I place the 4 aces of the tarot in the quarters of the room as unmistakable emblems of the elements and the magic they embody. Now, there's 2 distinct ways of the 4 aces can be assigned to the quarters, depending upon whether my temple is to be arranged for a microcosmic operation or a macrocosmic working. So, briefly, microcosmic, I'm standing on the earth doing things. Macrocosm, I'm the sun surrounded by the solar system and the galaxies. Okay, for the elemental temple or the microcosmic temple, for the rituals based on the elements, fire, water, air, and earth, and spirit, I create a microcosmic temple. I imagine myself standing on the surface of the earth with the 4 quarters assigned accordingly to the classic elemental rulerships of the 4 terrestrial winds. Ace of Swords, air in the east. Ace of Wands, fire in the south. Ace of Cups, water in the west. And Ace of Discs, earth in the north. Now, what really makes this microcosmic is the fact, for all intent and purposes, I'm on a flat earth. And all I'm concerned about is the elemental smell of the morning air and the beating sun in the south for noontime, and the setting sun and the breeze blowing off the water in the west, and the cold chill of the north blowing from me from the north. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And for all intent and purposes, that's my reality. Okay, it's a microcosmic thing. I want to set up a temple like that. work with the elements. Me acting as the spirit representative to invoke or banish the elements and what they stand for, and what I might need for the day, and at what hours I may need different things during the day. I may want to get in touch with different elemental aspects or even different elementals. Okay. Okay. Now the macrocosmic temple. Planetary zodiacal temple, macrocosmic. For planetary or zodiacal macrocosmic workings, I project myself into a much larger universe and imagine myself positioned as the sun surrounded by the belt of the zodiac. In this greater universe, the four quarters are assigned according to where the cardinal zodiac signs, one each for fire, water, air, and earth, are positioned. The Ace of Wands, cardinal fire, Aries, in the east. Ace of Discs, cardinal earth, in the south, Capricorn. Ace of Swords, cardinal air, Libra, in the west, and the Ace of Cups, cardinal water, Cancer, in the north. Okay. Now, it's not the position of the cardboard cards that are causing this. It's where my brain has to position myself in a different way than in the microcosmic terrestrial winds way of looking at things. In other words, my brain has to be expanded from, oh, I'm a worm crawling on the earth. Oh, I'm the sun surrounded by the universe. Get it? Okay. Note, for Enochian magic rituals, the four aces of the tarot are also representative of the archangelic and angelic powers and personalities and personages of the four elemental tablets in my deck here, okay? The Tarot of Ceremonial Magic has a full image of the Enochian elemental tablet that's actually displayed on every ace. Let's see if I can quickly get one for you. Let's see here. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. This is the Earth one, so that'd be Capricorn in the south. And there's the entire elemental tablet of Earth. So even though they're cardboard, I'm actually placing Enochian magic instruments in my quarters when I set up that kind of temple. Okay, where was I? The use of these cards as the four walls of your magic temple, along with the proper rituals to charge them, is the most effective way to ceremonially create sacred space in which to perform magical operations or meditations. Now, many times, the mere act of setting up my temple is just to create the magic space where I can meditate for a while. Don't have to get up and try to evoke a whirlwind no, sometimes you just need the true pure space, a space all of your own no matter where you are on the face of the earth, okay? Very often the placing of the aces in the four quarters is all that's necessary to create the sacred space I need, just the four cards. But for more elaborate workings, I also cast a homemade magic circle in the center of that sacred space. So I could have the aces just set up, you know, if the table's in the west or the writing table, I just create them on the walls, okay? And then within that sacred space, usually the bedroom or the suite area of my room, uh, then I'll cast a circle. Hotel room circle. For ceremonies of spirit evocation, Goetia or Solomonic magic, as presented in traditional texts as the first book of the Lemegeton, the lesser key of Solomon, the magician stands within a protective circle, surrounded by a litany of divine names. Placed outside the circle is a triangle, also surrounded by magic words of power. The triangle theoretically traps a spirit or a demon that can be summoned by the magician's prayers and conjurations and constrains it long enough for it to receive instructions from the magician. For years, when doing this kind of magic, I took a lot of time and expended a great amount of energy and pushing my artistic skills to their limits to create the classic circle and triangle as described in the traditional texts. As the years passed, I eventually became comfortable with my understanding of what was actually going on inside my psyche during the operations of this nature, and as a consequence, I've dramatically simplified my operating procedures, streamlined my circle and triangle, and abandoned much of the elaborate trappings of the medieval and, in certain respects, superstition-inspired choreography that filled the ancient books. Today, my Goetic magic circle is simply a thin silk cord that I can wrap up and put in my pocket, or when necessary, wrap around my body and put my clothes on over it, okay? So I can stay in the circle for extended periods of time. And my triangle is a segmented carpenter's rule. I think I used Constance's father's rule. Okay, you fold it up and it's just the perfect size, okay? But the magic circle is or should be more than just a magical prophylactic that we roll on before we penetrate the infernal realms of Goetic demons. How about that for wordsmith, huh? Prophylactic, rolled on, penetrate. That deserves a sip of coffee while it's warm. For countless practices, the casting of the circle and the understanding of what you're doing when you cast the circle is in and of itself a magical ceremony of the highest order. Just doing it is doing it. The aces in the quarters establish the holy ground of our temple, but the circle is the Holy of Holies, where we elevate and unite our consciousness with that of the Supreme Consciousness, and where we stand to banish or invoke demons, planets, and gods. It is the sacred space in which we sit or lie down to induce visions. It is the high place from which we call forth angels. It is the sanctuary where we can safely leave our physical bodies during our out-of-body experiences. And that's another reason that I think it's important to do my magic in a more formal setting in my very, very private hotel room in a foreign country, because I feel a bit uncomfortable being out of my body so far away from home. And my hotel room magic circle, my hotel room temple, allows me a home base to comfortably return to is when I'm out. Okay. The circle is our workroom where we consecrate talismans and magical weapons. It is our monk's cell, our meditation chamber, our alchemical laboratory, our wedding chamber, or simply a quiet place to worship and adore the supreme consciousness of the cosmos. Tarot cards again to the rescue. I use tarot cards to create a beautiful and powerful homemade magic circle that I can construct anywhere in just a few minutes. Briefly, here's how it works. For macrocosmic workings, the circle can be viewed as the belt of the zodiac, with you, the magician, as the sun in the center. Right off the bat, that's a very cool meditation. The cards we use to form the circle are the 36 small cards of the tarot, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of each of the 4 suits. Now, you might think that there are 40 small cards, the ace through 10, but technically, no, the aces, okay, they're not small cards. The aces are the aces, and they form the walls around you, okay? But where was I? The aces are actually master cards of their suits, and the 2s through 10s of the suits all live inside their aces. Hope you're following me so far. The 36 small cards represent 36 decans, or periods of 10 degrees in the zodiac and the zodiacal year. When laid out in a counterclockwise ring, these 36 cards will form our magic circle. Small card decans pass through the zodiacal year from Aries all the way through to Pisces in a most elegant and logical manner. So recall that the suit of wands represents, among other things, the element of fire. Suit of cups, water. Suit of swords, air. Suit of discs represent earth. Of the 12 signs of the zodiac, 3 are fire signs: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. 3 are water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. 3 are air signs: Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And 3 are earth signs: Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Okay. There being 9 small cards in each suit, the first 3 cards in every series, the 2s, 3s, and 4s, are all assigned to the cardinal sign and their particular cardinal sign of their suit. Okay. And the second 3 cards in the series, or the 5s and 6s and 7s, are all assigned to the fixed signs. And the final 3 cards in the series, the 8s, 9s, and 10s, are assigned to the mutable signs. So here's how it works. 2s, 3s, 4 of each suit represent the cardinal signs of the zodiac. Thus, 2, 3, 4 of wands equals the 1st and 2nd and 3rd degree decans of Aries, cardinal fire. 2, 3, 4 of cups, okay, first 3 decans of Cancer. 2, 3, 4 of swords, first 3 decans of Libra, cardinal sign. 2, 3, 4 of discs, the first 3 decans of Capricorn. That makes sense? The 5, 6, 7s, 5, 6, 7 of wands are the first 3 decans of Leo. 5, 6, 7 of cups, first 3 decans of Scorpio. 5, 6, 7 of cups, first 3 decans of Aquarius. 5, 6, 7 of discs, first 3 decans of Taurus. You'll recognize those, the fixed signs, as the cherubic emblems that appear in the corners of, like, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And finally, the 8, 9s, and 10s in the series are mutable signs. 8, 9, 10 of wands, Sagittarius. 8, 9, 10 of cups, Pisces. 8, 9, 10 of swords, first 3 decans of Gemini, 8, 9, 10 of discs, first 3 decans of Virgo. And then you put them all together and you got the whole zodiac. So to create a complete, beautiful, and most proper homemade magic circle, simply clear a space on the floor and surround yourself with the 36 small cards of the tarot, laid out like this. Starting in the east, lay the cards around you in a counterclockwise direction, like the wheel of the zodiac. Okay, and in the book, there's a and that's just how it looks. Do you see the aces in the quarters on the outside? And then we'll starting at now, it is much more complicated to describe it or even to illustrate it here than it is to actually do it. Okay. And as you're reshuffling and sifting through all of your tarot cards and reorganizing them in this elegant, perfect manner, you're shuffling through your own shuffled up psyche and reordering it. Okay. And laying the cards out in a physical way is just sort of a grounding, if you will, of what you've just done in your own soul. And that's where the magic is really taking place. Okay. Okay, voila! An excellent, elegant, accurate, and functional magical circle. When you think about it, the simple act of taking a well-shuffled deck of tarot cards and reordering and reassembling them is a neat and precise astrological order, is in and of itself a magical exercise of the highest order. After all, how many opportunities do you get during the day to take your shuffled deck, your screwed up and unorganized life and universe, and put it in perfect order? Okay, that's our little excursion into how to further exploit your deck of tarot cards. Constance and I, like I said, we're not in a parking lot today, but hopefully the rain will let up and it'll be a little safer to venture out tomorrow. And so we'll probably have a parking lot Wednesday for us, and hopefully St. Constance will be able to grace us with her presence and wisdom then. Right now she's out in the kitchen trying to stay warm, I think. Anyway, that's it for today. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.